Hello and welcome to another Nikke video. Emilia's kit is finally released and I'm going to discuss it. Please leave a like and a sub and I hope you enjoy the video. So here is Emilia and her group is called Emilia's Faction. Her type is attacker. Her weapon is a rocket launcher, freezing breath. Her skill is 3 and code is water. Her skill 1 is called Lesser Spirit's Blessing and it's a passive. Activates when attacking with full charge, affects self. Charge speed up 13.01% for 1 round. Charge damage up 2.01% for every unit in the final max ammunition capacity, lasts for 1 round. Looking at her first part of skill 1, every time she fires the full charge shot, the next shot is actually going to come out faster, so it actually reduces how much time it's going to take to fully charge up the shot. Since by default she only has 1 second for charge time, it's actually going to give it a little bit quicker, and it's looking like she's always going to want to have a full charge shot every time, since the majority of her kit does benefit from full charge shots. And in the second line of skill 1, and how I am reading this, the more max ammo that she has, the stronger that she becomes. So by default she already has 6 ammo capacity. Since luckily this is final max ammo, there are other units in the game that actually supply more max ammo. For example, it'll be like Leader, Noir, Diesel. Those units would actually supply more max ammo to Emilia and in turn would actually increase her damage, since pretty much the way I'm reading it, since she already has 6 in reserve, it would pretty much be giving 12% extra charge damage there. And if you had other units on top of that, it's actually going to increase her ammo count. And also as well, you have to keep in mind, you could either add an ammo cube to increase her ammo count, or, and once you actually get her equipment to overloaded, you could actually put more ammo slots on there as well to increase her damage even further. Even though it only lasts for 1 round, pretty much every time you fire the full charge shot, this is going to keep applying over and over. So pretty much you're always going to want to fully charge your shots. And also I'll go ahead and briefly mention this. Actually, this is a brand new mechanic as well, since a lot of the units don't actually base off their damage off max ammo capacity. Usually it's within attack or charge speed or charge damage. It's actually the first time we're going to get max ammo accompanying another Nikke here. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. Next up is skill 2. Great Spirit Mace, and it's also a passive. Activates when attacking with full charge, affects targets. Deals fixed damage to the main body equal to 58.99% of the damage dealt by self. Activates when entering full burst, affects self. Max ammunition capacity up 3 rounds for 10 seconds. Looking at the first line of skill 2 here, this is actually a brand new mechanic as well added to this game, since a lot of Nikkes don't actually deal fixed damage here. Usually they deal distributed damage, or if not, just straight up damage. But the way that I'm reading it here is that however much damage she actually does, it's going to automatically apply the 58.99% of damage every single time as long as it full charges. And basically how skill 1 works, you're going to want a full charge anyways. And also as well, I wonder if this is going to affect enemies that have shields, for example, since it says here it deals fixed damage every time. For any of those raptors that have shielded, or maybe even some of those projectiles that actually take a lot of hits, I wonder if it's still going to apply that same amount of damage to those enemies that are projectiles as well. Since of course this is a brand new thing, no other Nikke has this, so yeah, we're going to have to do some testing on this to fully see how it actually works. But the way I'm reading it, that's how so far it's looking like in my mind. And now looking at the second line of skill 2 here, every time that you enter full burst, she's going to add 3 more rounds to the max ammo. And luckily her skill 1, as long as you have more max ammo, you're going to increase her damage. So this is actually benefit her even more on top of that. Of course, it's only 10 seconds. And since she only takes about 1 second to fully charge up, yeah, you'll be able to get quite a number of shots here. And that's not counting anything else that any other Nikke will be providing to Emilia here. Lastly, the burst skill, Freezing Witch, has a 40-second cooldown. Affects self, explosion range up 101.24% for 10 seconds. Freezing Witch. It functions by decreasing charge speed and increases charge damage for 1 shot. Effect 1, charge speed down 300%. Effect 2, charge damage up 1300.53%. Looking at her burst skill, the first line here, explosion range, that's actually new. Other units have explosion radius, like for example A2, she has a ginormous explosion radius, also other units as well, which actually I think she's the first Nikke in the game that has explosion range. So I'm not exactly sure what this means for explosion range. I'm assuming it means how much in depth it actually reaches. So instead of being a circular explosion, I'm assuming it's going to go something that goes a little bit like more like towards front and back. That's what I'm assuming, since actually most of the time it's explosion radius, unless they happen to mistranslate it here and they actually mean explosion radius. And if that is true, then actually it's even better than A2, since A2 only has 100% a little bit over 100% of explosion radius. Right here for Emilia, she has 101.24%. Of course, if that is true for explosion range, then yeah, this is actually new since no other Nikke has explosion range. So we'll have to actually see how this fully plays out in the game there. All right, now going to the next part of the burst here. Pretty much this is going to work very, very similar to Snow White. So Snow White, pretty much what happens with Snow White is as soon as her burst goes off, she only has one shot. And pretty much that shot, she actually has a lot of charge damage, where she gets up to 1,000 charge damage. But right here for Emilia, she gets a little bit more charge damage than Snow White, where here it's up to 1,300, a little over 1,300. But please keep in mind that for Snow White, her is final attack full charge damage, which right here does not show it that it's final attack. I'm assuming it's off her base damage. Either they forgot to add it here, or maybe it's probably just her base damage. I mean, we'll have to actually look in game to fully find out. But if not, she's going to work very, very similar to Snow White, where pretty much she's going to go ahead and charge up her shot. And as soon as she's fully charged up, she's going to go ahead and unleash that one shot. But also please note, unfortunately, the charge speed is going to be extremely slow, where Snow White's is extremely fast. And all that, you can keep stacking charge speed to even do it even faster. And also as well for Snow White's compared to Emilia's here, Snow White has Pierce, where right here for Emilia, she does not. But of course, she does have this explosion radius. So for that, we're actually gonna have to see how fully that works. It might be very similar to Pierce. Only time will tell, so we can actually test out what explosion range actually is and how this burst fully works as well. Now for my final thoughts. For Emilia's overall kit, pretty much you're gonna always want to constantly be at full charge. You do not want to quick fire with Emilia, since pretty much if you happen to do that, you'll be wasting a lot of her kit. So pretty much every shot you're going to be doing, you're going to want to make sure it's fully charged to take full advantage of the skill 1 and skill 2 that she provides. And depending how everything works, especially for the burst, it could be very possible that she could be an alternate for Snow White. Of course, we have to fully test everything out in order to see, if she actually is up to snuff for Snow White. So far, how I'm reading skill 1 and skill 2, I mean, she's able to provide a lot of damage, especially since she is an attacker. And only that, for every increase in max ammo, she will be doing even more damage. So giving her as much max ammo as possible is going to be one of the keys to increasing her damage fully. And in terms of if you should actually pull for this unit or not, there are a lot of interesting things with her kit here, since a lot of her kit is pretty much brand new to Nikke. So I can't fully say if she's worth it or not. Basically, what I'm looking at right now, she will be able to provide a lot of damage. The only thing we really have to figure out is the deal fixed damage part for the main body. That's what we have to really figure out to see how it fully works, and also how her burst fully works as well. Since I already said earlier, I'm assuming it works very similar to Snow White. But of course, only time will tell, and as soon as this unit's out, I'll go ahead and do all the testing, and I'll go ahead and provide my thoughts on Emilia as well. So for me, since I'm a collector, for sure I'm going to pull on this unit. I mean, I have plenty of resources and only that, golden tickets as well to pull for this unit. But if you're on the fence, you're not quite sure if you should pull on this unit, I would probably recommend to wait and either I or others say about this unit, since there are a lot of things that I'm not 100% sure on, since her kit has a lot of new mechanics being brought into the game, and we have to fully explore them before I can give you a final answer. Alright, that's about it. I can't wait to get this unit and explore her kit. I really want to know what she's fully capable of, and how she can provide a benefit to the team as well. The collab is almost here, it's almost a few days away, and hopefully you guys are excited about this new unit. Other than that, hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'm Scrublord, and I'll see you on the next video.